I don't want to overstate it, and I don't want to be hyperbolic here, but I sincerely believe that this story is a story that could win Joe Biden the election and spell total annihilation for Trump. If this is pumped out there, and if this becomes a centerpiece of every Democratic argument from now until Election Day. So take a look. You have Don Moynihan tweeted the following. This is on the right. The USPS had a plan to send 5 reusable face masks to every household in early April. Even had a press release ready. The White House blocked the plan. Quote, there was concern that households receiving masks might create concern or panic. Whoa. And you can see, look, he's got whoever his sources are. He has exactly what he says here. The press release that the United States Postal Service was going to send out. And it says here, I'll just read the top part for you. U.S. Postal Service to deliver face coverings to every American household. Historic delivery of 650 million face coverings is in partnership with the White House Coronavirus Task Force, the Department of Health and Human Services, and a consortium of textile manufacturers. So, all right, listen, let's all wrap our mind around this because this is huge. So the reaction from people inside the government, the day-to-day workers, the reaction from those people when they saw what was unfolding with COVID, everything kicked into gear. And the adults behind the scenes were like, okay, there's a pandemic. It's a virus. We know how viruses spread. For sure, face masks will help. So let's get our rear in gear here and let's get plans in motion to get reusable face masks for everybody and deliver them. This is what was going on behind the scenes, almost kind of proving that if you have competent leadership in government, they can get things done and they can really help and they can do a good job. And then the Trump administration, even though in this press release, they're giving credit to the White House. They're saying, yeah, in partnership with the White House, see what we're doing? This could have been something that Trump could have taken credit for and it would have helped him massively. Instead, because he's a moron and he's anti-science, the concern was households receiving masks might create concern or panic. He didn't want to panic people. So he axed the plan that was already in motion. A plan that undoubtedly would have saved tens of thousands of lives, if not more than that. I cannot overstate how important this story is. And I don't know why the Biden team isn't talking about this 24/7. You should put ads everywhere calling this out. This is as bad as it gets. If you flip the script, if it was Barack Obama and the government had a plan, hey, there's a pandemic, we're going to send out 5 reusable masks to everybody in the country. And Obama said, no, I don't want to panic people. We're axing the plan. You're not sending it out. The Republicans would have gone nuclear, and they would have been right to. They would have been right. I'm like, are you kidding me? There's a pandemic. There's a virus. People are dying. Masks obviously will help. This is exactly the job of government. This is exactly what you want your government there for. In times of crisis, to lend a helping hand, where we all band together and we do something intelligent. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. All they had to do was not get in the way. That's it. That's it. All they had to do was not get in the way. The government was doing what the government does. It turns out when you have experts at Health and Human Services, for example, the people who've been there from administration to administration and actually do the day-to-day, the hard work, dot the I's, cross the T's, do everything Health and Human Services does. When you have these people there, they see what's going on and they're reacting and they're doing the right thing. But now the politicians got in the way. The anti-science administration got in the way. Said, no, I don't want to create a panic. Because God forbid you create a panic, the market might go down a little bit. It might hurt his re-election chances. I mean, this was the thinking. The thinking was me, 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 me. My election, the stock market. He didn't like the optics of it. It'll scare people if I start sending them masks. You know what'll scare people more? 200,000 deaths from COVID. That's a little more scary. I mean, this is as bad as it gets, man. Because it's not... Because before you could argue, hey, the problem was they didn't leap into action. Now, no, it's that the government did leap into action and then they prevented things that would be the solution. That's even worse. That's even worse. If they're just not good at their job and the Trump administration just didn't know how to handle it, you could say, okay, it's ignorance, and ignorance is somewhat forgivable because at least it's not like malicious, and at least it's not like being dumb on purpose. But now we know, no, it was malicious, and it was dumb on purpose. And it was blocking something that definitely would have served as a solution. I've told you guys the story 1,000 times on this show, but look at what happened with Japan. Japan, early on, you know, they did limited economic shutdowns, not nearly as much as many other countries, but a lot of things stayed open, and they just had universal masks, and only 1,000 people died in the first wave. About 1,000 people. Now, they've had a little bit of a reemergence, and so, you know, they're addressing it like everybody else is, but we have 200,000 deaths. Universal masks works. You know, I'm in New York, the epicenter of where COVID hit early on. Ever since we went to universal masks, our numbers have been superb here. He blocked universal masks. That's what this is. He blocked universal masks. A plan was ready to go. Trump blocked it. The administration blocked it because they cared more about the optics than the science. This is like the definition of bad leadership. That's what this is. And the media should talk about this nonstop. The Biden team should talk about this nonstop because this is really unforgivable. And I do think it's fair to say so many of the deaths from COVID, you can blame them on the administration. I know they try to, you know, deflect and obfuscate and pawn it off to, oh, China and this and that. It was preventable, and you got in the way of preventing deaths. That's what this is. We had a plan that would have worked and saved tens of thousands of lives at least. And they got in the way of it. Huge story. Not getting nearly enough attention. Not getting nearly enough attention. I don't know why everybody's not talking about this. I haven't seen too much talk about this. Now, maybe I'm too much in my own bubble and I missed it, but it's happening. But I'd cut 1,000 ads on this and run it all over Florida, all over Texas, Pennsylvania, Michigan. I'd run ads about this everywhere if I was the Biden team. And if I was the media, I wouldn't stop talking about this because this is honestly as big of a scandal as it gets. They had the solution. They were this close to doing the right thing. This close. This close. And then the Trump people step in and go, nope, we're not going to do the thing that would save lives. Stunning.